I don't know if it's going to reach.
Hey! PB&C Sports Chaos! PB, are you there?
Hey, I am here.
We are live on IG for the first time. Instagram. The PB&Z Sports Chaos Show. We're on every platform in the universe.
Yes,
All right.
we are.
And tonight, we're going to give you our mock draft. What do you think, PB? You ready for this?
Oh, I've been waiting for this. I mean, nothing else is going on in the world of sports right now except the NFL draft. So we have to be thrilled and excited about this. You got your harpoon going?
Got a harpoon? Yes.
I'm just going with the Bud Light.
All right. Let's get right into it, brother. We decided, fans. Here we go. PB and I are going to switch off every other pick. I lost. I got evens. He's got odds. By the way, I think that's the toughest one on the odds because there's a lot of tough picks on the odds. PB, not the first one, though. What do you got at number one in the NFL Draft 2020?
Hey,
all right.
Sorry about
you
that.
there, PB?
Yeah.
All right, 2020, number one draft pick. Who is it?
I'm going to go with Cincinnati. I mean, everybody's predicting Joe Burrow is going to go there, so not going to veer off of that. Joe Burrow, number one overall pick to the Bengals.
Joe Burrow, number one pick. All right. I'm not going to veer much from everybody else's talking as well. I got number two from Ohio State, the Beast, Chase Young. All right, give us number three. What's going to happen there? I think you got some chaos.
Yeah, going to the Redskins, right?
Yes, he is.
Chase Young going to the Redskins. Okay. I got at number three. I'm going to say Detroit is going to play a little bit around with Miami here. Maybe threatening them that they're looking for the heir apparent to Matthew Stafford. Might teeter at taking quarterback there. And in doing so, will trade with Miami. Miami moves up to number three. Detroit will take that number 5 pick, and then Miami will also give them a second-round pick to go along with that. Maybe even a second round of this year, and maybe a second round of next year. And in that spot, the Miami Dolphins will take quarterback out of Oregon, Justin Herbert.
Whoa! Wow. All right. Herbert goes number 2 as the quarterbacks go anyways. Wow. All right. I'm going to make it very simple. Fans, the Giants number 4. There's rumors they're going to trade. They ain't going to trade. They're going to take an offensive lineman. It's going to be Tristan Wirfs out of Iowa at number 4. What do you got for 5?
All right, number 5, we got the Lions now with this pick, obviously getting it from Miami. Best cornerback on the board, and that's going to be Jeff Okudah, cornerback out of Ohio State, goes to the Detroit Lions at number 5.
Okay. Number 6, I got the Chargers. They were not expecting this. They did not think this was going to fall in the hands. They were going to take defense here. But now they're not. They're going to take Tua Tagovailoa, or however you say his last name, out of the University of Alabama. Goes to the Chargers at number 6.
Okay. All right. And then you got the Panthers up at number 7. And, this year is not the year of defensive linemen for a couple good edge guys, but interior linemen, definitely not a good year. Nothing like last year's draft, right? So, but there is one on the board that I think will go pretty high, maybe the only defensive lineman to go in the first round, and that's going to be Derek Brown out of Auburn. Carolina Panthers.
All right. Well, Cardinals are going to make this very easy. They're going to take the Alabama offensive tackle, Jedrick Wills. Easy pick for them.
Okay. And they do need to protect Kyler Murray.
The freak, Mekhi Becton, big 6'7" monster at tackle.
Okay. Good pick. The Jets now are going to be sitting there at number 11, and I know Jets Nation's not going to like the direction I'm heading in here because there's 3-4 great receivers that are on the board, and many people might look at that skill position, and the Jets should grab onto one of those. especially with a young franchise quarterback. But I think it's more important to protect that quarterback and grabbing the next offensive lineman on the board, which I think you could actually put ahead of a couple of the O linemen that you already have put on other teams, is Andrew Thomas out of Georgia. So that's where I'm going with.
Oh, I don't think you can put him ahead, but that's a stunning pick because I had Jets getting a wide receiver and Thomas going to protect Tommy Boy at number 14. So that's a problem for me, but I'll think about that in a moment. But that brings me to the Raiders then. And you know what? They were worried about losing this guy, but he's still there. Jerry Jeudy, wide receiver from Alabama, goes to the Raiders.
All right. And then San Francisco sitting at number 13. This is a pick, especially with another pick later in the first round, that they may be willing to deal. So
yes.
I wouldn't be surprised if that does happen and someone trading up to get one of the most talented players that could be on the board still left, like in A.J. Terrell, for instance, like in Isaiah Simmons. Those guys are still out there. Maybe even a CeeDee Lamb or a Riggs at receiver. So I could see this pick being traded by Frisco. But assuming they take it, I think they want to give Jimmy G some more weapons, and I will put CeeDee Lamb out of Oklahoma as that number 13 pick.
Oh, you on the board. I love it. Yes, I agree with you on that one for sure. All right, Tampa, you took my offensive tackles. I don't know what Brady's going to do now. His blind side's not protected, but he needs to get the ball back. They're going to take Simmons out of Clemson, the stud that can play safety, cornerback, or linebacker. Simmons goes to Tampa. All right, Who do you got now for Denver?
I like that pick. And at 15, the Broncos are desperate for wide receivers. They'll take the next available best wide receiver on the board, which is Riggs the third out of Alabama.
Ooh, speed, speed, speed. All right. Atlanta, very easy. All the tackles are off the board. They need to create some pressure on the quarterback. They're going to take Kinlaw, the best defensive tackle on the board, out of South Carolina.
All right, good pick. Cowboys at number 17. There's some possibility that they could trade out of this pick, and like you said, the offensive linemen right now are kind of getting swallowed up. Receivers are getting swallowed up pretty good. I think they're confident with Dak and their offense. I think they're going to look for some defense here. So if they keep the pick at 17, Kalavon Chasen out of LSU would be the pick for the Cowboys here at 17.
I got as a boys fan, I don't know. They gotta get a center. I would have traded down, but okay. You can live with a stud, and he is a stud. All right. Dolphins, your land, PB, nowadays. They gotta protect that new quarterback. I say Austin Jackson, the big dude, 6'7" out of USC.
That's a great pick. A lot of offensive linemen going here. So
a ton.
With the Raiders at 19, I think for them, because you took them at 12, you had receiver Jeudy. I think the next thing that they're going to need would be a cornerback, and A.J. Terrell is still sitting on the board.
A.J. Terrell out of Clemson, right?
Yeah, so I'm going to go A.J. Terrell.
He is a stud. He is a stud. I can see that. All right, man. All right. So that gives me Jacksonville on the board, right?
Yeah, their second pick of the first round.
Yeah. All right. I think Jacksonville right now needs a receiver, Justin Jefferson, the slot receiver out of LSU.
Yep, that's a good pick, especially if they do go with C.J. Henderson, right? Is that who we had? Yeah, C.J. Henderson at 9. That would be a good pick.
Those are the two weaknesses.
Yep, I like that. So at 21, even though Philadelphia really needs to get that offense in gear, their offense was dismal last year. Wide receivers, all the good ones are off the board. They do need a little help at corner. But right now, I got to go with the most talented athlete, I should say, that's on the board remaining, and that would be the safety Xavier McKinney out of Alabama. So I'll say at 21 you go with the
Ooh, he
Dolphins.
does make up for Malcolm Jenkins leaving, right? So that's a good selection there. It's not what the experts say, but I can see that, PB. Good thinking there, buddy. All right. I got the Vikings. They need a wide receiver. They need a cornerback. I think they start with the cornerback first. They take another LSU kid. We got too many LSU kids going. I got Kristen Fulton, cornerback, out of LSU, going to the Vikings.
All right. Good pick. So now we're sitting at the Patriots at 23.
Here we go. The fun starts.
Yeah, the
What
fun
do you
starts
got?
here. As much as they need an edge guy, which could potentially bring in the likes of Yatur Gross Matos or an AJ Epinesa out of Iowa potentially. But again, I'm going to go talent on the board here and also go at the maneuverability of the position that they like to have. Yeah, I'm going right for Oklahoma. They like to have versatile players, guys they can play in up on the line if they need to. And right now, the best athlete for that would be the linebacker out of Oklahoma, Kenneth Murray.
Sooners in the house, yes! Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. That's a very good pick. I like it. All right, next up is New Orleans, man. They were looking at Murray as well. This is where it gets interesting. Very interesting because they need a linebacker, LSU's queen, but they could be looking to back up for Mr. Drew Brees in 2 or 3 years. Jordan Love could be on the board. I say they're playing it to win this year. They're going to take LSU's queen as the linebacker of the future for them starting this year.
All right, stays right in Louisiana, right?
Yeah.
And then since you took a cornerback at 22, Minnesota picks again 3 picks later at 25. So they'll move over into the wide receiver position to account for the loss of Diggs. And, I mean, there's 2 guys here. They can go Jalen Reagor. They can go Denzel Mims. They may even go Brandon Ayuk, right, out of Arizona State. So one of those 3 guys. But I'm going to say they're going to go with Denzel Mims out of Baylor as the pick at 25.
Ooh, I like Denzel Mims. He's an athletic guy. I wouldn't mind seeing him go to the Pats for that matter, but they're not going to draft another wide receiver number 1. Good pick, good pick. All right, I got the Dolphins. They need a running back. I know everybody says it's DeAndre Swift or Cam Akers. The best running back fans in college football ran over 6,000 yards in 3 years. Jonathan Taylor, Wisconsin. If they don't pick him, they're stupid. What do you got, PB?
All right, that's good. Seattle, edge guy. I got 2 on the board still. Yatir Gross-Matos out of Penn State and also AJ Epinesa out of Iowa. Both those guys could potentially go in here. I'm going to go with Gross-Matos, though, out of Penn State for Seattle here at this pick.
Ooh, all right. That's not that bad of a pick. It's not gross by any means. All right. Moving on. I got the Ravens, soon to be the defending Super Bowl champions next year. They need a linebacker. They've been hurting on defense for a little while for a stud defensive player. I think they go inside the trenches and take Zach Braun, Wisconsin linebacker.
All right. Good pick. They may try to dip into wide receiver at that point. I see a lot of mock drafts with Iowa going to him out of Arizona, so we'll see where that ends up. Tennessee's the next pick on the board at 29, and also another edge guy, AJ Epinesa out of Iowa. That's the pick at 29 going to Tennessee.
A guy rumored to go to the Pats earlier by a lot of people as well, but I think that's a solid pick there. You're right. All right. I've got next on the board Green Bay. They need a stud receiver. You've taken a few. I've taken a few. Not much left. Well, there is a ton left, but the studs are not out there still. I like T. Higgins from Clemson. I think that dude's a stud. 6'4", can run. He goes to Green Bay.
Okay. Yep. He may end up being a special team or 2, right? Yes. Good. All right. I like San Francisco at 31 again. They're probably the biggest mystery to me in this draft and what they're going to do in terms of moving their picks around. But assuming they do end up with this pick at 31, I would say Ezra Cleveland, offensive line.
Oh, the offensive tackle out of Boise State? Wow. All right. Wow.
Got to protect.
A little bit of a stretch, but okay. All right. I mean, the 49ers don't need a lot of stuff. All right, BB. That's a good one. All right. I wrap this up. KC. Oh, man. What does KC need? I believe they need defense. But Andy Reid loves his offense. The number one rated running back is still on the board because Miami took the better running back, in my opinion. DeAndre Swift goes to KC with the number 32 pick on the board for the first round conclusion.
Wow.
Baby, any other thoughts?
Now, well, yeah, we got to talk about a couple things. Number one, Jordan Love not going in the first round. Do you think that will actually?
Yes. He's not drafted.
Okay.
17 interceptions, though. That's the problem there. 17 interceptions.
Yeah. Another guy that was mid draft, safety of Winfield out of Minnesota.
Antoine Winfield, much like his father, he'll be a solid pick. Whoever gets him in the second round is going to gem.
Yeah, I agree. More of a second round type pick, right?
Yep.
How about the best corner on the board? How about Jalen Johnson out of Utah? He's a potential.
All right, I know he's highly rated. They don't play a lot of big-time competition in the Pac-12. I don't care what people say. The Pac-12 is not competitive. I didn't see a lot out of Jalen. I think he's a good second or third round pick.
Yeah. Okay. And then as far as, I mean, there was a couple edge guys we had going, but as far as D linemen go, we only had Kinlaw, right? Was the only
correct
one we selected. So no other. You have Marlon Davidson. You have Gillimore. You have Ross Blacklock. None of those guys you think are first rounders?
A ton of value in the second round. Don't forget some teams that might have looked at them, like Chicago, Pittsburgh, and Buffalo, did not have a number one pick, so that could happen. And by the way, I got a funny feeling. We made some good picks here. This thing could be blown up tomorrow by trades, right? San Francisco wants to get out of the first round for some reason or other. I don't know why. So We'll see what happens. It depends on the trades.
What about KC at 32? Not necessarily going with an offensive player. I know we got Joe left hand if he has to, right? But
here's what I say to KC Josh. Obviously, he doesn't remember Philadelphia Reed. Philadelphia Reed loves versatile running backs. It's been his history, his whole career. That's what he picks. He's going to pick a versatile running back that can run the ball and catch the ball out of the backfield because he loves offense. At the end of the day, he sacrifices defense all day long. No matter what his insiders tell him, he's not picking a defensive player.
Yeah, right. So it's just a question if they go skill position or go O-line. Josh thinks Ruiz makes a lot of sense at 32 for KC. So
Reed likes sexy. He likes sexy.
Yeah, he does. He likes the sexy. So, all right. Well, I think those are my parting thoughts. And then wait, Josh has one more comment here. He's saying, but he never drafts before the second, not once in 20 years. I'm not sure.
What did he say?
He said, but he never drafts then before the second, not once in 20 years. Or dying. He likes sexy beef, he says. Oh, Josh. We love you, Josh.
Josh, you got too much KC in your brain. You don't think about Philly Andy. Philly Andy was a different beast. That's why he had Terrell Owens.
Yeah, right. Good. Well, hey, it was a fun show, and we'll see tomorrow night's live, and we might be even doing another show on Facebook.
We'll do a recap on Saturday, and we'll talk about who we think made out best.
Yeah, we're going to definitely have to do a draft recap. Yeah, we first 3 or 4 rounds by then, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, PB. Good show, man. We'll see what happens. Signing off the PB&Z Sports Chaos on our first IG broadcast. Take care, fans.